What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Adobe Studio. Today we're looking at how to make this amazing layout for InDesign. Super easy. I'll take you through it step by step. Let's get started. Okay, before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that we're working on a website where we're putting all of these layouts onto so that you guys have access to them. If it's already out, it'll be in the description. If it's not, we're still in the process of working on it. Check it out. All right, hopping straight into it, we're going to go ahead and create a new document, changing this to inches. We're just doing a standard 8.5 by 11. I'm gonna do facing pages, 4 pages, because we're doing 2 different layouts. And I'm gonna start on 2 just so we don't have a title page. And I've also adjusted my margins so that is a little bit higher than the 1/2 inch. Now we're gonna get started with the left page here, and there's many ways to mask this, but for this video, we're learning how to mask this particular way where we're rounding all the corners. So what I'm going to do is create a frame. So go to the frame tool, we're going to create a frame. Make sure that it is wide enough and it is very long because we want it to go in a line but in a diagonal direction. And what I'm going to do is go up to objects and I'm going down to corner options. And here, this is the window that pops up. What you want to do is check on this preview button and then you're going to go and change it to rounded. These are all the different edges that you can play around with. Now, you can see that on the edges, it's already rounded a little bit. We're going to max it out so that we don't really see any of the super hard edges for this tutorial, but obviously play around with it as you like. I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK. And then for this, we're going to change it to a nice 45-degree angle so that it is going to be going diagonal in the page. Actually, I like it maybe on the -45, so that is going this way. All right, now that we have one of these, we can go ahead and copy this into a layout that we think actually makes sense and looks good. Now, you might want to start off with some small ones at the top here. If I hold Alt, I can drag this out and make sure you don't leave too much of a margin between these bubbles. And what you can do is actually just edit this, drag it in and out just so you have the correct layout. Okay, so if I want a smaller one here, make sure you do that one here. But the trick is in the middle where, your main focus of the subject is, you want this one to be a lot bigger. So maybe this one is going to maybe occupy this entire space. So this one maybe it goes out of the page, something like that. And then you can copy maybe another small one up here. So play around with it until you find a layout that you really like. And yeah, just populate this whole page. All right, next what we're going to do is select all of these guys. And then we're going to go into object and we're going to go down to path. And we're actually going to make this into a compound path. Now, what this does is it's going to merge all of these different frames into basically a single frame so that when we put a picture in here, you're not going to have to populate each one of these frames. But what you can do is drag a single image in here and it'll populate. It'll basically clip the one image through all these frames. So after you find the image that you want to put in this guy, all we're gonna have to do is drag that image in. So if I have this image, I can drag that in. Now it'll come in at a super big resolution. Sometimes it'll be smaller, sometimes it'll be bigger, depending on what your image is. I'm gonna go ahead and shrink this down. So you can either click on the frame itself and then go into the fitting and then fit the content proportionally or fit the frame proportionally. We're gonna use fit frame proportionally, but you can see that the image is actually on the same slant that our masks are. Now, in order to change this, we can double click into the image and then simply change this into 0. And then we can manually drag this so that it's fit into the image once again. So go ahead and move this around until you feel super comfortable with where everything's at. And you already have a great left page right here. So what we're making is pretty cool, but you can take it to the next level if you put it on a platform like Issue, where it turns it into a nice flip book with animations as if you're flipping a magazine online. It's really for people that are, designers, students, that are wanting to send it and share your idea and share your portfolio with anybody with really just a URL link. So you can get started with Issue today for free, but if you want to sign up for the premium plan, you can use my promo code LYH25 for 25% off the annual plan. And that'll get you going on a lot of great stuff, especially if you're trying to job hunt or try to publish your portfolio online. It'll help you a lot with publicity and getting your portfolio out there. So I highly recommend these guys because I've personally used them before. And yeah, link down in the description below. Check it out. So for the color that I'm going to use in order to spice this page up, I'm going to use something that is a little bit of a contrasting color to the orange that we have in this picture. And I'm going to use blue. Now, what you can do to really connect some of these elements is you can make another rectangle. So I want to keep this one a little bit thicker. And then we're going to do the same thing. Go to Objects, Corner Options, and then same thing. Select our rounded corner, and then just give it the same treatment as what we have for the frame. Except now what we're going to do is fill it. So if we're going to go into the fill, we can go ahead and pick a color that we think is going to work with the color scheme. So for this one, I'm going to use this color. This is one of the colors that I like to use for my branding in order to go with something like orange. So that is our color for this. And this is looking a little bit thick, so I'm going to make that a little bit thinner. And we're going to give it the same rotational treatment, so -45. And this is the cool part. All you have to do is place this where you think there's a big gap, and it'll really make this look really nice. So some of these can be smaller, right? And some of these can be bigger, but yeah, just kind of fill in the gaps with these guys, and you'll see that it really adds a little bit of flair to what we're trying to do. On the bottom, we're just going to add a nice little text box, and we're using the same color for the text, but I'm just go ahead and fill it with some placeholder text, maybe delete the last line there, change it to my favorite font, which is going to be my Sophia Pro font, and I'm just gonna middle justify this. So this is the hex code that I'm going to copy. Go ahead and copy that. And then I'm going to go into my text box, highlight the text, click on this box right here, or double click on that box right there, and then paste in the same color. All right, so we already have something that looks super cool. Maybe this goes down a little bit. And let's move on to the page on the right. So we obviously want to fill this with a little bit more text. Go ahead and make a title right here. Maybe this one talks about color, so why blue is the best. And then you're gonna make this into a title font. So if I wanna do that, I can make it bold. And let's do something like a 36 font, and then make sure that this is dragged all the way out. You can have a subtitle or subheading if you like. Say something like, and green is out. And then we can make this a little bit smaller. So we're gonna do, yeah, 18 seems good. What I like to do after I get the title in is to balance this out with the image. So I'm gonna use the same kind of method. We're creating a box right here that is going to go on the right side. Maybe it'll be centered in the middle like that. And then we're also gonna give it the corner treatment, which is going down here and then going into our corner options, and just giving it a nice rounded corner, similar to what we did on the left there. And then you're just gonna drag in your image. So if my image is something like this, it's the Antelope Canyon, very cool image, I can drag that in. Now, I'm going to go ahead and finish off with the text first before I do anything else with the anchor image on the right. What we're going to do is drag another text box out, and we're splitting this into two different types. So I'm gonna fill this with a simple placeholder text, change it to my font, and just give it a little bit of a spacing. That's looking great. Maybe it's a little bit squish, so I'm gonna drag that in a little bit just to give it space between the image and the text. And what I like to balance this out with is just a nice quotational text in the middle, okay? So I'm gonna drag this down, and then I'm actually gonna expand this text box a little bit, and then I'm gonna give it a quotation mark and a quote, and then go ahead and make this a tiny bit bigger. Now I like to make this the same kind of color as the blue, so I'm gonna go ahead and give that a nice color change. Great. And then just simply drag this text box down as if the text continues on the bottom side of the page. Now, if we want to balance this out a little bit, make sure that this guy is kind of in the center of the text. And you can also add a similar blue flare to this side over here. So you can drag this guy over here, and then we're gonna make sure that this is at 0 because the image is at 0. And since this is in the back, you can see I can't even see it. I'm gonna go ahead and right click this. I'm going to go to arrange and then bring to front. And so you can see that this will bring this to the front of the image. If I do a couple of these around this image and just adjust the size a little bit, you can see that it'll actually blend the different pages together so that it's more cohesive, so that everything has this neat little element that basically merges both pages together. That's exactly what we want. Now, I also like to give these elements a little bit of a stroke. So if I select all of these guys and give it a white outline, so paper, and then I make it something like a 5 or even bigger, and then just make it so that, you know, it rounds off the corners super well and it has a nice round border around the actual item itself, then it'll look a lot better in my opinion. But play around with this and let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. So there it is, a super easy, super quick, and super great looking layout that anybody can make. I would love to see what you guys do with this layout here. Tag me on Instagram and show me what you do. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed that video and learned something, make sure you like, subscribe, and share with your friends. But that's it for me for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey, are you still a pirate sailing the seas with your Adobe subscription? Well, maybe it's time to get the actual one. Because of all the new AI tools that's coming out, you can save a lot of time just by using generative AI, which is available in the Adobe Cloud if you have a subscription. So if you want to support the channel, I have a link down in the description where you can get that. And for the low price of 2 avocado toast, I feel like it's pretty justified. So if you want to pick that up, link in the description and you'll be supporting the channel.